All right. So, I don't know how to explain this. This is kind of strange. We're gonna dive into this. We're gonna go over to the Mortal Kombat 1 Steam page store, right? And you're gonna see over here that we have 16,524 reviews, right? Mostly positive. In recent reviews, it's been a mixed bag of 520, right? In most recent reviews, right? Now, if we scroll down to where the actual reviews are, we sort them and we have a good look, right? We have a total of number of views equaling 25,629. Negative is 7,837 of them. Okay. I want you to keep in mind the recent reviews, right, of mixed, right? If we go back to Tekken 8, right, it's very interesting. The recent reviews are still mixed, but it's a higher number. It is 3,394. Why is that? Okay. Scrolling down to where the reviews are so we can see grand total. Grand total is 27,028 reviews. What's that? We got a negative amount of 6,062. 6,062. Mortal Kombat. What was that? Total negative reviews. 7,837. Right. Now, Mortal Kombat's been out longer. Mortal Kombat has been out since September 19th or 20th, listing for Australian time. So, and Tekken's only been out, what? January, right? So we're now in April. This is only a few months. But given the amount of time that has passed, right? Between, so for Tekken from January to April, right? So February, March, April. So just 3 months. 3 months. Mortal Kombat has been out 7 months. So we got October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So 7 months. Mortal Kombat 1's been out for 7 months. It has accrued in 7 months 7,837 negative reviews. But in just three, Tekken 8 is only 2,000 less than that. Give or take, right? Now, why is this? It's very simple. People don't like deception. People don't like when it seems like, you know, things are being kept hidden. You're purposely kept in the dark about certain issues. If you go back through my videos praising Tekken, I even have one video on here saying that at least Tekken didn't have like an actual shop or microtransactions, right? How stupid do I look now? And that's fine. I don't mind, actually, because clearly not only myself but many other people were wrong. They obviously kept the Tekken shop out of being in the limelight because, and of course the Tekken Fight Pass, because they wanted to make sure that after seeing the experiences that went through with Mortal Kombat 1, and obviously a lot of sort of blowback coming from the Street Fighter 6 shop, that they decided to hold off on that. Now, again, I'm not against microtransactions if they are done properly, but they could have been upfront about it, because I think most people would have been, yeah, this is fine. This is a far better, like, we're not paying the same amount, as other stores. Is a lot cheaper. That's really good. But it seems that ever since the inclusion of the Tekken shop, there has been this very persistent decay in trust coming from the community, as I just showed you in just the Steam reviews. Now, it's not to take away from the fact that Tekken 8 is a bad game. Personally, I think it's a great fighting game, right? It's far exceeds and excels above what Mortal Kombat 1 has offered. But it's very interesting. And that could be, one of the key issues here could be that people were burnt by Mortal Kombat 1, right? Not to say that every single fan base is also shared across different fighting games. But if you are a fan of fighting games, you're probably more than likely going to get most fighting games that come out, or at least some of the big ones. So therefore, some people could have been severely burnt after MK1 and see what happened with that. We saw issues with them removing dragon crystals from the mastery tracks. So that way they were trying to encourage you to buy more dragon crystals with actual real world money, right? And then they go, all right, we're not going to tell anyone about the Tekken shop. But as soon as the Tekken shop came out, right, from memory, I don't think the reviews changed, okay? But people were already skeptical, going, well, hang on a sec. Why don't you just tell us it was coming? Right? We understand that these games are expensive, they're expensive to maintain, blah, blah, blah. So why didn't you do this? Right? So an insult to injury, they then go after modders for people that are advertising their mods, which are, by the way, free of charge, right? Whether it be on websites, whether it be on a YouTube channel. Some people have had their entire YouTube channels deleted because they have been struck so many times they just get wiped out, right? A simple letter simply saying to them, listen, hey, we prefer that you don't advertise, or sorry, mods, and if you do decide to advertise them and you have monetization on, then disable monetization on those videos, right? I mean, if you were simply sitting there, like in front of a camera, like I'm doing right now, and just talking at the screen, describing your mods, would that be grounds to get struck as well? Who knows? But the fact that they've actually gone after actual websites, adding that onto the Tekken shop fiasco that was for some people, what that shows is that they're going, right, we are only going to be the only source of you being able to get any sort of form of costume or outfit or gear pieces anywhere on the internet, only through us. Now, I'm not against people selling their own shit. At the end of the day, and we have to be real here, modders are taking something that's already been created and modifying it. It's in the damn name, right? But as I've talked about in a previous video, I don't think like monetizing your videos showcasing like mods that are free is profiting in the same way as if you were actually selling these skins for a couple of bucks, therefore going in direct competition with Bandai Namco and Tekken 8, right? And I'm pretty sure they're not going after Tekken 7 either, because I'm pretty sure that like this has got nothing to do with Tekken 7, because Tekken 7 you can run mods as well. So what's the issue here? Well, I think it's that they're just trying to control the narrative. Now, I don't know, I've speculated before. Is it because they're worried about some sort of code, you know, that somebody's going to implement in these mods that allows people to cheat, you know? But the problem is though, nothing's really come out. There's been radio silence, much like what MK fans have had to deal with so many problems that we've faced with MK1, and majority of the time they're just silent. They don't say shit, which is really frustrating because we paid and then we feel conned. That's the issue here. We paid money, right? You know, somebody's come out and they're like, oh, this is amazing. If you invest $1,000 into this business venture, by the end of next month, you're going to be making 10 grand, right? And they're very convincing. You go, oh, okay, sure. You're all legitimate. You got your own little, you know, your own little business card. You got your own little business sign. You got your own website. Everything looks legit. You even got business number. So you invest $1,000, and then a month goes by, and you try ringing them up, but no one's answering. You send an email, but it bounces back. And you're like, well, hang on a sec, what's going on here? Like, this is, you know, are they just busy, or, you know, what's going on. Long story short, you find out you got conned up the arse, right? And that's how it feels. This is why my position has always been and will forever be, whether I know anything about any sort of gaming fucking mechanic or not. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we are the customers, and that if we feel we've been conned or lied or deceived to, it doesn't matter whether we know shit or not. We have every single right to sit there and go, what's going on? Why didn't you announce this? And then to add on top of that, for the trifecta when it comes to Bandai Namco and Tekken, we get the Tekken Fight Pass, right? So we get the Tekken shop, which, you know, pissed off some people. I'm like, okay, this is better than MK1s and Street Fighters. So we get the Tekken shop. Then we get them going after all the modders and stuff. So that's like, ooh, okay, now we're starting to see the real intention behind this particular maneuver. The third one is the Tekken Fight Pass. A bunch of shit which some people have said on Twitter is just sort of like upscaled and reused assets from Tekken 7 that they're now trying to sell back to you in a FOMO experience in their Fight Pass. And that's really bad, right? And that would explain why there are so many negative reviews in a shorter space of time. I want you to keep that in mind. 7 months since Mortal Kombat 1's been out. 7, give or take, right? Almost 7 months. It's coming up on the 19th. Yep. So it's going to be almost 7 months. In 7 months, yes, it has more negative reviews, but not by much, right? Tekken is climbing in 3 months, right? That's how much people feel betrayed, okay? That's how much people feel betrayed about what's actually going on here. And that's a problem. That's a huge problem. They have taken all of this goodwill and they've just literally like pooed all over it, right? I did a video earlier, a couple of videos back about microtransactions destroying fighting games, where I sort of go into what I feel is probably the best microtransaction game to a degree when it comes to Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. But ultimately, what, you know, Namco or Tekken team or whoever's doing this, you know, there's radio silence. We're not hearing anything, right, outside of like, I think the Tekken shop, I think there was a comment. Was it a comment by Harada saying, oh, well, you know, we obviously need some sort of residual income, you know, some sort of like income coming in post-launch, and that's fine, I understand that. But going after modders, that then shows the intention of the Tekken shop is now nefarious. What that indicates is that this is the only way that you can get hold of anything, and that's fine, right? All you got to do, if you're really so butthurt about free shit on one of the 3 gaming platforms that can be used for, just send them a letter and say, listen, we're actually going to be bringing out this. Can you not cover it, please? Or not put this out, right? Ironically enough, the Mortal Kombat team isn't actually having a bitch fit over the mods being created for MK1. MK1's is a little bit harder to implement though, right? It's not as easy as just dropping files in a folder on PC and off you go, and just making sure you choose the right upper or lower, you know, gear pieces to, you know, have what you're like, actually have the pieces available to you, right? It's a lot different. It's a lot, you know, well, it's not a lot harder for me, but for the average person it will be. But to put these mods in on PC for the MK1, but it's still achievable. And people are doing it and nobody's been banned. They haven't closed down any channels advertising them. And some of these mods are actually destroying the stuff that they're putting out on their own shop. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't look good. And this is why there's so much negativity, apart from all the other issues that the game is facing, which I don't know full detail when it comes to patches and stuff, but I'm hearing things. But ultimately, from the consumer side point of view, this is not a good look. Right? And Mortal Kombat 1, even though it's got more negative reviews, Tekken 8 has accrued like so many negative reviews in a shorter time span than its competition. So you can imagine what it's going to be like after 7 months of Tekken 8 being out and how many actual negative reviews they're going to be, right? So we'll see what happens, but I just can't get over it. Like, imagine just shitting all over that goodwill. Just imagine doing that and then just, you know, whatever. Anyway, catch you next time.